Oh, yeah, well, that's a nice thing about doing shows 2 days apart.
You can.
Is it doesn't give time for the cough to clear.
Have you replaced the screen yet? Wait.
No, I'm waiting.
I wanted to. Are we on? I think we're on. Right?
I guess we're on.
I wanted to make a correction. To the record, which people won't know because they don't know when this is coming out.
Well, this is coming out a week after
the other one. Okay,
the one we're staying in sequence though, way out of time.
Right, but I think people who are dedicated to the show really have no sense. They have nothing to do. Bang, boring. I got sick after I left last week. I got sick on Tuesday. After my therapy.
Okay.
And that's what, because I couldn't understand. How could I have gotten sick Monday night of last week? I realized, no, I went to one therapy. So I got sick Tuesday night, and then I came back here Monday night. So hopefully there's no...
Someone left their shame and their germs behind in the previous session, apparently.
Or as Ed Krasnick would say, please don't squeeze the shaman.
Also from the maker of the Shame Sandwich.
That's right. Can you see that? Can you see that, mother? I love Ed Krasnick. Shout out to him.
Sure.
Emma, I forgot to pronounce her last name. Ledsam? I hope I can get her first name right. She sketched this morning while listening to the show. See, I
didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I'm much more plugged in.
I've been
Josh.
I
haven't looked at the email from the promoter yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I haven't been on Twitter all that much this week because I've been in editing world still.
I actually did something good for a change. And this shows how much I've changed, how I've grown. If I watch that movie, it's going to be that movie and nothing else today. So I texted you at 11 a.m. and I said,
that was awesome. Yeah. That was like, that turned
the day around.
A failure into failure aid is what you did there, because I was gonna cram and do the movie just before the show because I had a really busy day to do it myself.
Oh, good.
But you coming through like a friend, like a professional friend, even
for once,
came in and said, "Hey," and you even prefaced it with a "Have you watched the movie yet?"
Boom.
So, which gave the impression that had I said yes, you would have sucked it up and done it.
Bingo.
So, but better still, it gave me the way to go. You know what? Let's call it a wash.
Yes.
So, because the worst case scenario would have been I had to cram, you show up, go, I didn't do my movie.
That would not be
I'm
good.
like, you motherfucker.
That would not be good. And I could see myself in the previous incarnation out of fear of doing it that way. I don't want to tell them. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't do it. Now it's 5:30. Right. Now it's 7:30. You know what?
Maybe I'll just write a bit about not doing it in the car.
Yeah, he'll love it. I'll get him mad, which will be great. You know what else is good about it? I don't think we spend enough time talking about the movie I assign.
So it was a nice piece of friend work.
Oh, well, I'm very happy and my pleasure. And I want to tell you something. My site
podcast may suffer from our lack of homework this week, but you know,
maybe it'll be less than 2.5 hours.
Might be.
But I did dodge a bullet, if that's something you can say.
Well, it depends. Did someone shoot at you?
No, I'm using it as a metaphor.
Oh, okay. All right, then yes, you can use it that way too.
Because I think your point would be, it's hard to dodge a bullet.
I guess it is hard to dodge a bullet, but it's also hard to shoot a gun and hit something.
It takes a lot to laugh. It takes a train to cry. Who wrote it?
It takes a village to answer this question. I don't know.
Who wrote it?
I don't know.
I'm the world's most annoying music fan. Susan hasn't agreed with me. Susan has agreed to watch the movies with me. She wants to watch them.
Yeah.
It's not like a chore.
Like she's made a pledge, or each week?
No, she'd like me to share that with her.
Oh, that's nice.
Because she likes movies and we don't watch that many.
Yeah. Either do I. I've watched way more movies in the last few weeks from beginning to end than I have in a long time.
If this podcast gets us nowhere.
And it will.
So she said to me, I said, we got to watch it. And she's like, I don't know. It's not a lot of time. Because I asked her last night.
Right.
So then I said, well, because we have two rooms. We have the living room. We also have a bedroom. You wouldn't know any of this.
No.
So you would think that in the bedroom, you'd be able to pull up the DVD that you're watching in the living room, which you may be able to do, but I don't know if you can.
Probably not.
So I got so excited. I'm downloading Manchurian Candidate. What was my mistake, Josh?
Denzel Washington version.
2004. Yes. Before I saw what year it was, I started getting so goddamn mad because I saw it 3 hours. God damn you, Josh. 3 hours?
No,
the guy's brain. How long does it say?
The real one.
It's got to be about 2 hours. Yeah. I can't believe you would remake that movie and go longer with it. Yeah, well. Did you see the one with Denzel?
No. It's 3 hours. I'm glad I didn't even dive in that.
Well, first of all, anybody who's gone to see that, how many people left in the country wouldn't know what happened in that movie, since that's become a expression?
Well, I think it's an expression more than it is a movie that people have seen.
That's true. Oh, sure. As go by me.
Case in point.
And we'll be back with more of Case in Point. Why don't we name it that? Welcome to Case in Point.
I'm Jimmy Case. He's Bobby Point. We're Jimmy and Bobby.
Today, I saw someone put their recycling in the wrong bin. Case in point. I don't have the case in point, but I guess that's not a case in point.
Well, if you would have started it with, sometimes people put things in the wrong place.
Was that George Carlin?
No, it was just the setup to case in point.
Case in point. I had a case in point camera was my first camera. I was doing a joke on point and shoot.
Again?
Yeah, but it doesn't work.
I was lagging.
Case in point.
It's like a duck and cover joke. You don't. It does. It's fading away.
Did you hate jokes like that were the jokes that were no soap radio?
Close and play. Also not as good as it used to be.
Close and play.
Yeah.
Kids and play.
No, close and play with a record player.
Oh, that shows that you are even in a way older than me, because there's no reason you needed to know that. Right? You never had a thing in your childhood.
Yeah.
You did?
I don't think I did, but a friend did.
A friend did in a museum somewhere who lived next to the Munsters.
A girl at camp.
Did you pronounce it the Munsters? Because that's how it's spelled.
No, unless you're talking about a family of cheeses.
I hate, as you know, I hate bathroom humor. I hate it.
Yeah.
But all day today, I fantasize going into a cheese shop and yelling who cut the cheese in a loud voice.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of today.
Really?
Now that means that's OCD, because that's not funny.
Yeah, that's not. You can put that in your day not well spent diary. Okay, he's going side to side.
Have you heard?
Cough once to one side, once to the other side.
Oh man, it's good to be back. I feel like
Doppler
it's been just for here. Doppler effect.
Doppler Kindler.
Oh, I don't even get that joke.
That's what because of
both sides. Can you read a weather map when they do the thing?
It's pretty cool in my headphone.
Oh, it is good in your headphone.
Yeah,
What are you listening to in your headphone to get through to the next hour or so?
The beefy, rich taste of Farmer John summer sauce.
He thought, okay, I'm going to try yours, ready? He thought he would come to the game and he'd be a big man. Anything but. Just the anything but was okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
Anything but. That's something
apparently he thought it would make him a big man. Anything but.
Oh, that is still. How old would you say you were when you heard that?
I was like 20. It's right when I moved to L.A.
Anything but. I would have been too depressed when I moved to L.A. to appreciate that joke, because I was very depressed when I first moved here in 1978. Let's go
back to the Wayback Machine to 1978. Elvis Costello's "My Aim Is True" was out on the jokes.
This was from 1978's Fleetwood Mac's 17th album. No, actually, they came out. Stop it.
1978, you moved out to L.A.
Right, and I was very depressed because I thought it was going to be like I came out, I drove. I've told the story before. I rode the Grand Canyon, Zion. I went to see all the sights, and then I came down into San Diego and up, and I visited my friend in Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
And when I visited her, I was like, yes.
I made the right decision, people.
Hello, Hollywood.
Put $3.5 million in my pocket, and I am settling here.
I wasn't thinking about that. I thought I'd get a little artist shack. And I drive up to L.A., and I cried like a baby for a couple of years. I didn't understand. I was not as charmed as I am today by endless little mini malls.
Yeah. No, there's still, there's neighborhoods that are awesome in LA. There's parts of LA. But even the parts of LA that are awesome aren't that awesome. There's just some good places there, I
can't lie to myself. I am so glad I'm here.
I can't
lie to myself. I'm so glad I'm here.
I love LA, sort of.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because I would like to live in Laguna, but Laguna should be right where I am now.
I'm more like I'd like to live in Chicago or a city that you can walk around and feel like it's a city.
Yes, that's the downside of Laguna.
You can do that in downtown now. There is enough, you know.
New places.
Enough, yeah. It's been, it's not like a 70s movie down there as much as it was. So.
In the 70s.
Yeah.
Actually. Yeah, it could be rough down there. And I'm telling you that.
The 70s movie well into the 90s there.
Yeah, and I'm telling you that as someone who's afraid of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, we didn't say this. Welcome to another Test Show edition, to Test Show 79.
No, it's Test Show 80. You mistweeted tonight.
Oh my God! Did I ruin everything?
Well, no, I followed you out onto the web.
A moron! You know what? That's it. I can't be funny anyhow.
Well,
like,
I'll tell you.
Welcome to.
I'll tell you the column A, column B difference at the end.
Welcome to Test Show 80.
80.
And we are very happy, Josh and I, because in real life, it's the day after the election.
Yes. So you are happy.
Oh, I mean, am I angry that people are still racist in Florida, or something's wrong with them in Florida?
All right.
Am I going to be one of those people who starts asking questions to themselves as a format? I hope not.
No.
But I was absolutely thrilled because
we took back the House.
We rocked, and I tweeted that the Democrats are in the House and was so happy. I'm hoping it took off.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you think it took off?
I hope it took off.
So this is like a great day in America, and people need to remember too that the Senate election was mostly to hold racist seats.
Right.
Is that what they say, blue states and racist states? Is that what they call them?
Well, isn't that what the R in parentheses after their name is?
Red, racist.
Yes.
Blue, the good people. You know what they always say, like...
Blessed.
They always say, like, oh, like Democrats are better. In general, yes.
Well, it's bearing out that way.
In general, that's the way. Not that there aren't Democrats who aren't horrible.
No, there's plenty, and they're showing their faces.
No, but I mean even people who would have... There are people who have liberal politics.
Who are horrible.
Who are horrible people.
Harvey Weinstein gave a lot of money to the right causes.
That's true. What was bad about him? Beep, 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 beep. Oh, so that's bad now? Oh, you can't take someone who's a beautiful young actress and abuse your position of power and offer her and try to make her have sex with you in exchange for a job in a film? That's wrong?
You know, that might work if you did it ironically.
Me too.
Hi.
Here's my impression. Here's my impression of Alex Brazell. You ready?
Okay.
Hey, you still doing that line from the speech? You still doing that?
That was good.
You still doing that? I can't do voices. Is my problem. Hey, I answered one of his texts. I'm still. Oh, my life is getting so much better.
The self-praise for the
self-praise. I think after I left you,
today Andy shows up. 9:04, we're saying?
Oh.
Is that what we're calling it?
You know what? You don't even have to compliment me. It was 9:04, okay. But there's no reason for
So I open the door. His phone is in my face.
I'm high-fiving you with my phone.
He's high-fiving me with his phone. And what did I say?
First of all, you said you can't even say hello first?
That's what I was looking for.
Oh, yeah. Are you rewriting now what I remember what you said?
I just said it in that Jewy question mark.
Yes, you said swordfish. Swordfishing. You did 5 minutes of Groucho. Did you know people in your life who obnoxiously, well, you probably not as much at your age, who obnoxiously did Groucho all the time and thought it was the funniest thing in the world? Yeah, I got the thing and the thing with the...
Alan Alda was the last person in my life to do it way too much.
That was annoying because he was doing it as Alan Alda, in a way.
Yeah, well, fine line between Hawkeye and Alan Alda.
Because he would do that. He would do that a lot in MASH.
Yes, he would.
It sounds like me doing stand-up, where I sell out the joke with I'm scared that the joke isn't funny enough, so I sell it out.
This is what your interviews sound like to the reader.
The reader?
Yes. Whenever there's an email interview.
Okay, yeah.
It's a shtick worksheet.
Ask me questions and I'll give you the way I answer those. Ask me questions about my comedy life.
When did you start doing comedy?
I haven't stopped, and it's the only thing I started was a starter motor back in '83.
You're from the alternative comedy scene. What was that like?
Alternative, I guess back in those days, you know what, it's such a horrible way of doing an interview that I'm already bored. Chicken, chicken, chicken.
I hope that I've planted enough of a seed of self-loathing in you.
Oh, you did, because I'll never do one of those again.
Okay, good.
But first of all, why should...
Every 4. Just do it every 4 questions.
No, I'm telling you, this I blame London. I blame London for this. What is this homework? Can you write? It was like you all get over there. Go, can you please write?
We've given you this bio worksheet.
Okay, I don't normally do this, and I won't do this ever again. But I listened to This American Life, and I probably will do it again. I listened to This American Life, which was so good. It reminded me. You know how I lie all the time?
Was this the one with the Jewish quiz?
No.
Okay, sorry.
These are people who they're telling stories about when they were kids and they lied.
Okay.
Okay, so the one kid's lie was, and this is, listen to that show. It's a great show, This American Life. But the one kid's lie was, he was around all these friends of his, and they were at a party, and they were like new friends of his, and one was one's father was an ambassador, another's father was a Supreme Court justice, whatever. So he wanted to impress them, and they had ordered some sausage pizza, and when it gets to him, he goes, I can't eat pizza because my parents are vegetarian. That's what he thought of to say.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yeah, people who have to stick with their lies, basically.
Yes. And the other guy's lie was he had a fake English accent, and his accent was so great.
But it was people who had to embrace these lies that they started convincing themselves of it as they went too, and they were pointless lies.
Pointless.
They were just like identity grasping at straw things.
Well, he thought that vegetarian would be like, he's from a small town, so maybe they would think his parents were like radical hippies,
right,
who moved to this small town to be an organic.
Yeah, he was trying to sound interesting.
Yeah.
And then when his beef-eating farmer parents, who were proud of him for being the first child ever to go to college in the family, he made reservations on Parents' Weekend at a vegetarian restaurant. And
he also said when he grew up,
they sucked it up. His parents
were cool.
Yeah.
But when he said that when he was a kid, they would buy White Castle or some kind of they would buy Arby's sandwiches
and freeze them. They'd buy 48 of them and freeze them and use them as snacks. That's to describe how meat eatery they were.
And the other guy who spoke English was so delightful. He was so delightful.
Yeah.
And I was afraid he wouldn't be, I was afraid he'd be it would be worse if this guy who's talked in an English accent for 2 years and they brought him to a psychiatrist to see if he was okay. The only thing would have been worse is if that had happened to me, because my accent would have been bad for 2 years.
Right.
Hello, governor. Excuse me, Andy? I'm from England. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have lasted long.
I should have gone.
People would have started hitting you side of the head pretty fast.
But this guy had that real that's nice. I went to the chemist. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, he said he was incredibly careful about trying to throw in the words that are different.
Yeah. So I don't know why I said that.
The aluminiums and your whatnot.
Anyway, that's a good podcast if people are tired of us. This American Life. Do you think we can get a money?
You can like us both simultaneously too. You don't have to just bail on us, because I don't want to compete. Because
I love him. He came to see me once, a couple of times in Brooklyn. I've talked about that story.
Yeah. Did you do a long 20-minute story about Ira Glass coming to see you in Brooklyn?
I did.
Because that would be ironic.
I didn't even think about that. I did it. I told him a story about the time I went to the comedy club, and Ira Glass was there. Well, I like Ira Glass. I can't even do. That's the thing. When I used to do, I don't want to toot my arm, but I used to do Dr. Katz.
Yeah.
I used to so easily slip into his voice pattern, which is a little bit, and it's like you're doing an impression of a guest from Dr. Katz. Oh, hi, Dr. Katz. Oh, okay. I'll come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad. I don't know what was bad, but my mind went blank again. All I can think of is Susan is saying, remember what you just said. Don't pull any crap on me.
So now you have Susan and they're yelling at you whenever you forget something too. That's good.
Well, the proof of the fact that she's right, that it's something I'm actively doing, it's because I can remember now that she wanted eye drops.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember when she said it. Yeah, do you have any eye drops? Sure I do. What did you just ask me 13 seconds ago?
So it went somewhere to the hard drive. You just didn't route the file correctly.
I appreciate you using the metaphor of a computer to describe my brain.
Yes.
Because if I did,
it's a Mac Plus.
oh, I was going to go with floppy disk. Oh, what was the thing? Floppy disks, and what did they have before those?
They had cassette tapes before that.
No, I mean, was it for memory storage?
Yeah, cassette tapes. There
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
yeah.
In other words, you put the you put the cassette in, and you would just read back what you've been typing? And that'd be a record of it?
Yes, no.
No.
But the TRS-80s used like a cassette-like technology.
Do you ever use one of the Dragon things or the? I have mixed feelings. Like I forget ideas, but sometimes I feel weird when I'm talking talking audibly, and I'm trying to write something, and then it has a interpretation. What's it called? Translation.
Like Dragon software, like
Yeah.
dictation.
Yeah, and you say every good man does fine into it, and it learns how you talk.
Yeah.
I guess I ask you: have you ever used dictation?
I've never
thing?
used it for any real amount of time. No, I have a Dragon app, but it's just not how I work.
Oh, you have yeah. Well, most of them, I still use the mic Apple thing where you just hey, how's it going? Where it turns into a microphone, where you can when you see the keyboard.
Yeah,
that works pretty good.
Yeah, the onboard Mac.
That's what I meant
dictation?
to say.
Okay,
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do the dictation.
What do you think the name dictation would be a funny name? Because I only say it because I thought the Bickers Dickers joke did get old after a while in the Life of Brian.
Yeah,
they had like a 3 or about 10-minute thing about that they couldn't stop laughing at those kind of names, and I'm mad about it, Josh. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
the movie was not perfect.
No.
Hey, you got someone on Twitter who's like. Andy's right about. What did he say?
Oh, he
didn't.
He just thought I couldn't be more wrong about Nashville.
How could you be so wrong? And that's what I was thinking when I would come back here. Like, how dare you, in a way, right?
Sure. And Andy knows his movies, I think is what he tagged.
Yeah, Andy knows his movies.
Yeah.
Well, when I read that, I was kind of saying, like, maybe I'll go back and pick on Josh, but I can't say that any of the criticism you had was not valid. It was valid criticism. We're different people.
We are different people.
I think people can tell
that's
that.
become apparent. And yet,
and what?
Very different.
Now, how was your week that hasn't been between the time I saw you last?
Let's see. I went to a party last night for election / 60th birthday of Don Foster.
Don Foster.
Yeah.
I love Don Foster.
And his girlfriend, life partner, Erin.
Wow.
Sharing a 60th birthday party, much like you and Susan might do.
Well, so they're the same age.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how exciting.
And
they were Republicans, too. That was the weird part about it.
It was a really nice country club. And no, but they rented a really cool little Mexican or Italian place.
There's a big difference.
Yeah.
You got me excited because I'm always looking for new Mexican food. I'm not always looking for new Italian food.
Well, the reason I confused it is because the name of it
could be
registered as Mexican to me until I got there and they had Italian food.
Oh, that's pretty nice. So it wasn't like you went to Margaritaville, all of a sudden it's pasta vazul.
Right, it wasn't quite that black and white.
First of all, I can't believe there's a restaurant named Margaritaville that hasn't been sued by...
I think there is a restaurant named Margaritaville that's owned by Jimmy Buffett.
Well, you know what? It's kind of a surprise that he would do it so on the nose.
I think he's got every phrase.
Yeah, he's got everything.
Every phrase is licensed by Jimmy Buffett. He's made a shit ton of money in his life.
In general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Parrot heads are a rich and spendy breed of
that's right.
yuppie, not even yuppie, but boomer.
I never even minded him until he made some anti-rap video. Like it was him and his friends gonna
oh boy
shoot down rap or some garbage.
Yeah.
During the days when comedians in the 80s would say rap, they should add a C to it. More like
rap.
No, the other way.
Oh.
Crap. Meanwhile, there's a lot of these white comics from the 80s. Was there music that they were listening to? What were they, going home and slinging Huey Lewis on the news? And they were that, which is me, by the way.
Okay.
And they were that upset about rap music?
Yeah. I have to say, it was culturally, it was about as white a resistance to rap as it could have been.
It's like Trump. It's like it's like if they said, I want to make music great again. It's like obviously a racist turn.
It was an incredibly condescending look at rap in mainstream culture for way too long.
That's right. For a long time. I remember I got to meet, I think I told you this 10 times, and Benny Carter, who was like a jazz great.
Sure.
He was a friend of mine. And he was actually asking me, he goes, I don't hear it as music. So that was the argument, but it wasn't really an argument. And I kind of said, like, first of all, you can't argue with Benny Carter. He was a genius.
Yeah.
So and he was 95.
Right.
What I said, like, it's just different. It isn't like jazz. And you could see how someone who was doing jazz their whole lives, and now they're 95, and now all of a sudden rap is big. I think it's almost always.
How long ago was this? Like, what year was this?
And it was in the 90s.
Okay.
But still, there was great rap in the 90s.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, as I was telling the story, I said to myself, another story that mentions someone you've met. You're not really going anywhere with the story.
No, but it was on point.
It was on
point. I didn't mind it. It wasn't that name droppy because, I wasn't that impressed. No, I'm just kidding.
You know who hates I know. You know who hates name dropping is Rod McEwen. Has that bad good. Joke. Yes. And that'd be like the confused hack comic. I hate name dropping. I was saying that to my
friend Ted.
That's even better. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, you don't like jokes. Ted Williams? No, Ted.
No, Ted.
Ted Talks? No, a guy named Ted.
You met him. I was at the game with him the other day.
They say Letterman wrote what do you do for a living? Nothing. How do you know when you're done?
Yeah,
and I bet he did.
Probably. Sure.
If
you can get credit for something like that, keep it.
I came up with...
Print the legend, as they say in that movie. Have you seen that movie?
No.
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance?
Maybe that's the next one?
That's a pretty good one. And I think it's on Netflix. But
is that the one with... who is it with it?
It is with John Wayne and Jimmy Stewart.
That's what you wanted to hear. Rooting around. Was that also remade?
The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yeah. John Wayne never served in the military. Just wanted to annoy him more. That's something he always felt bad about. All right, so maybe you'll have a chance to negotiate that, if that's the word.
No, it's a good movie. I won't.
Okay, I'll do that next.
I mean, it's a classic.
It's not that funny though, right?
Not funny, but a good Western. I'm a big Jimmy Stewart fan. So.
Yeah, he's so great. What if Jimmy Stewart and John Wayne were in the same movie? How would that sound?
It would sound like, hey, there's Liberty Valance. Go shoot him. Well, hey, Pilgrim, one of us should shoot Liberty Valance.
You can see by the thing that you're doing why Impressionists went down that road. It's so captivating in a way.
What's it?
Hey!
Walter Brennan?
Go shoot Liberty Valance, you old savings and loan. And you said I was an old man who couldn't have a toy on the floor. Well, who are you stupid young idiot?
Why, you're suffering from first stage dementia, Mr. Potter.
Oh, I hope I'm not. I know I'm not. I'm not. First of all,
I meant Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter.
Yes.
Actually, they say Mr. Potter off screen was very nice.
Yeah. I don't know if Lionel Barrymore was that nice.
Is that Lionel Barrymore?
Yeah.
The Barrymores, those people could act. Am I wrong?
I can't imagine that, you heard much more coming from his trailer than glug, 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 glug.
Was he a drinker?
I think he was a big drinker, yeah.
Who was the famous they were all famous, kind of, right?
John and Lionel and Ethel were the
original?
The three original.
And the Ethel,
and then Zeppo and Gummo Barrymore. Yeah.
I don't know much about. Were they in the silent films?
They were from early on talkie. I wouldn't be surprised if they were in silent films. So
when the talkies first came out, it must have been like, well, there were like three of them. Did you like that one? I liked the other two. Come on, what did they want? And the first talkies, they would put like a microphone in the middle of a flower pot. And I'm not kidding.
No,
they would all gather around. Oh, have you spoke to your brother Charles recently? And I'm thinking to myself, you technologically stupid heathens. What's the matter with you? You live in a time when you haven't yet discovered something more? Idiots.
I'd walk 1,000,000 miles for one of your smiles.
Sorry, Al. We have amplification now.
Oh.
Nah, but I know how to sling my voice. All right, I'm sorry. So, election day, I think now everything's going to... Now, just in case people are wondering, Josh, election day...
It was good. I'm very happy about that.
But the day after election day, Captain Crazy got on... had one of his... you sit down. Shut up.
Yeah.
You're racist, African-American woman. Shut up.
Yeah, it was like a big ego opera.
I mean, when are we going to... When is it? The only pivoting he's going to do is... It was I tweeted while he was talking. It's too bad unemployment is low. More people should see this. That's really good. Even Hitler. I'm going to make this argument.
Yeah.
Even Hitler made the attempt to be pleasant once in a while. I mean, seriously. No, maybe not. Maybe not Hitler. Mussolini, even.
Well, did you notice the other brinkle he's added today is that anyone with an accent, I don't understand you. It's like everyone who was speaking with an accent suddenly it's like, what? I don't know.
Shut up. You're terrible. He says to Jim Acosta that you're a terrible person.
You're a terrible person, yeah.
So at some point, he's going to hate everybody else except himself. Who's going to keep him propped up when he only likes himself?
I think that's rear view mirror shit you're talking about. I mean, who else does he like?
Right, but do you think why would anyone, I guess just racists are coming to his defense.
I mean, the biggest thing of this whole thing is like, it's amazing that there's people out there going, right on.
Yeah.
Like a lot, millions and millions.
These people.
Right on.
Right on. Make up more lies.
That's right. You tell them, Daddy. I mean, Mr. President.
But I wouldn't want... See, here's the thing. This is why I don't understand the right wing. Who'd want a daddy like that?
I know they had one, and that's their view of...
see.
That's what's imprinted on them.
But wouldn't you hate that daddy? Deep down?
Don't you both love and hate every parent?
I mean, it seems to me that somewhere down deep, Donald Trump has some resentment towards his dad. And maybe somewhere down deep, he really knows that it was never his money. And it's never been his money.
Yeah. When you say somewhere down deep, where did you think?
I don't know. I don't think I think he might be.
It's like that secret subway tunnel that FDR used. It may be down there, but it's totally bricked off.
FDR used a secret subway?
Yeah.
Because he thought they were too crowded?
Well, because he was the fucking president.
Well, where's he going? He's going to Flatbush?
Got him from Grand Central to the hotel basement.
Oh my! I mean, this is outrageous. Couldn't he walk? Dink! He had polio. It rendered him unable to walk.
Polio.
Now, Pete, who I like this guy, Pete Davidson, but he got in trouble for making it. I love Pete Davidson. I just think he's funny.
Yeah.
He got in trouble for making fun of the
eye patch.
Yeah, I didn't understand what
the eye patch congressman.
You probably shouldn't.
Now congressman.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do eye patch humor.
Not when it's a war veteran,
And his thing is, I'm goofy looking, so I can say that, but that doesn't always hold up.
No, it was an irreverent joke that, it wasn't funny enough to defend.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
But the rest of his set was pretty good that night.
It was okay.
Yeah. So, and we'll be back with more, not so much. Come see. We'll be back with more Come See, Come Sa.
I was thinking, well, I'll come back to it. Never mind.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Will you remember?
Maybe or maybe not.
Well, we'll just say...
I stopped because I didn't have the next...
Much.
I couldn't
see.
remember the
you
key.
You fooled somebody.
The key, the fulcrum.
So you lied to me. You've pulled an Andy Kindler on me.
I did. I wish I could have been that entertaining about it.
Well, I listened to that This American Life, and I actually felt that it was okay that I did so much lying as a kid. Or even up into my late 20s. It's like
even
I'm not
up until early in this podcast.
No, I can lie like the worst of them. But I try not to lie. But the idea of simply saying you've seen these movies and you've heard these comedians and do you know Monty Python? Yes. Yes, I do know Monty Python.
Yeah, but you don't.
But I don't.
Clearly.
So I can see that I wasn't the only liar in the poll.
No, I think that's what the homework segment's about. Like I had to cop that I hadn't really watched Nashville all the way through.
Yes.
I mean, that's, like it, don't like it, it's still cultural literacy.
Yes. Cultural illiteracy?
Cultural literacy.
Yes, exactly.
And same is true with the one I'm supposed to watch for next show.
Which is going to be
the Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
I've seen it, but I've never watched it, really.
Do you have to return it at a certain time? Or
I got a 30-day rental from
I know, I'm going to get it. I'm going to hear it soon.
Yes. Oh, aborted cough.
Aborted cough.
That's coming out your ass.
Oh, see, Josh, you wouldn't laugh at my cut the cheese gem.
Right, and you wouldn't laugh at that. So.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even if it was funny. I won't laugh at a bathroom reference even if it's funny.
I know. It's really upsetting and
it's
makes
off-putting.
You look bad, really.
Yes, it makes me less than.
Yeah, I think it does.
Because
there are good bathroom jokes. I mean, I can understand having a line that, it's not worth disgusting me for a bad joke.
Right.
But, as a comedian, you should be willing to be disgusted for a good joke.
That's probably right. But like when people point to the baked bean scene in Blazing Saddles, that's not a funny scene.
No, it's not. I bet it was at
the time.
Yeah, but once you've seen it, it doesn't have staying power.
No, and it's something my father would have hated. See, I think I got it from my father.
Well,
is it necessary, that kind of thing?
Right.
We didn't like bodily fluids in our family, and we didn't want to hear about it, and we didn't want to talk about it.
Well, and you've carried that on for all these years.
I'm proud that I've kept myself, hemmed in.
I'm not saying add it into your act. I'm not saying
are you
that.
Sure?
But
I was going to do the cut the cheese joke.
The scorn is not. It doesn't become you.
The scorn is not becoming of me. It makes me, and also I hate when I don a top hat.
Yeah.
And put on a scarf and say, "Oh, really? must we, gentlemen? I bid you good night."
I said good night.
I said good night.
So I was thinking about movies. The Harry and Tonto and Paul Mazurski's film. We were talking earlier about how we thought that P.T. Anderson was very sort of descended from Altman,
right?
And I think like that Harry and Tonto really made me think a lot about Alexander Payne's movies.
That's true. That is true. And I love not driving sideways. That's an 80 Man song. Sideways.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That was great. And like About Schmidt was very much
About
like
Schmidt
Harry
I love.
Tonto.
About Schmidt. Well, Indugo. Dear Indugo. It made me laugh so much. And the guy who played his son-in-law was great in that movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the last one that much.
Was that the Nebraska one or the?
No, Nebraska was good. But it's the one that everyone kind of liked with Clooney and someone's in the hospital and they're dying and he's running down. He finds out his wife had an affair, Clooney's wife, and she's in the hospital.
That though in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I saw it on a plane to China. I think I saw it on the way to China.
And that's not just an expression.
Yeah, so it didn't really stick with me.
No,
much, but I didn't think it was great.
I don't think it was great. And but Sideways I've seen twice now.
I think it felt overquirked, is my recollection.
Mm-hmm. Too precious.
A little too precious, yeah. A little too, what's his name, Rushmore guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Alexander, not Payne?
Not Payne.
But even the scenes in Sideways could have gone the other way.
Wes Anderson is who is.
Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
The scenes in Sideways could have gone the other way, like where they go back and he tries to steal his money back or something. But they all worked. The wacky, he sleeps with this waitress and he runs back to get his stuff.
Yeah.
But it worked. It all worked.
Yeah, because he keeps anything that gets big still stays in the real world.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing to do.
It is.
And I thought that other actor was great, and I forget his name. He was in the movie. He's in the show Hung, which actually was a pretty good show on HBO.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name. It's not about the names, Josh.
At our age. Just remember that.
I wish there was a way. Josh, I often
You remember
wish...
the name, you remember the face. One of the two.
He's got 3 names. Michael Eric Tyson.
No.
It's Jim J.W. Bullock.
You're thinking of the guy. He was in Wings.
Oh, he was?
is the guy who's not Paul Giamatti? Is this what we're talking about?
Not Paul Giamatti. I thought it was the same guy from
no.
Hung.
No, it's the guy from Wings.
And we'll be back with the two stupidest
I'm not stupid.
pop culture
I'm not stupid.
Yes, stupid because Thomas Hayden Church.
Yes, okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any similarity between the names? I never saw Wings, as you know, from the horrible experience. I've seen it a couple of times. Wings had one set, right? Just one set.
Wings had one main set.
Which was like where the departure gate was?
It was like the terminal, but it had office. It had an office set and I think like a diner set.
What a horrible idea for a show.
You already insulted one person who created the show.
No, I'm still mad at him.
Oh, okay.
I'm still angry at him because I can't
because he called you out?
Yeah, and I realize, and this is an important thing for people to realize, Josh, not to be proud of it. I can still think about things that happen to me and get instantly angry.
Right.
Again, that is not a good thing.
Well, let's examine the anger itself.
Okay.
Why are you angry because you were embarrassed?
Yes,
Okay.
because I was embarrassed because I shouldn't have done. The main thing is I shouldn't have done it because I could have gotten in trouble. It could have ruined my career. OCD.
Okay.
That's the main
All
thing.
right.
It's a good memory. That actually is a good memory in some ways
Right.
because I got that guy good, and everybody else enjoyed it.
But why are you angry? Because he was a dick?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
But he was a dick in general. It wasn't just that moment.
I thought it was dickish that he reacted that way to it, and then was also cold to me for the rest of the rehearsal schedule through the shoot.
Yeah. Probably, but
But there's still no reason for it. I said to the guy, your show stinks. What do I want him to say?
Right.
And why have I so much invested in what he thinks of me?
right, this thing he put 7 years of his life into.
Yeah. Yeah. I have no...
Completely under the radar. No one was watching.
But the thing is, what is it that... I think it depends on the... That's the main thing I deal with in therapies. I go back to all the things I remember from childhood because I only remember about 20 things.
Right.
And all the ones that I feel shame about, I examine that why am I feeling shame about it? And that seems to be an amazing...
I think that this one, again, this is an outsider trying to reprogram you. But, get rid of the shame on that one.
Yeah.
Because it was just funny.
I think that one's an easy one to get rid of the shame.
Yeah.
Right?
And get rid of the anger because he had a legit reason to be offended because it was his baby.
Maybe he wasn't even that upset. See,
Probably not.
I was imagining that he was
Right.
cold to me the rest of the run. He probably wasn't.
But
I'm not a likable person.
He was a comedy director, and he sensed a pretty funny moment unfolding in front of him. Look at this jackass bashing on my show as I stand behind him. Hey, why don't we put in a thing where he goes, he's standing behind me right now, isn't he?
That's still a classic. And he's standing behind me right now, isn't he? I used to love on Dick Van Dyke where he would go, where did he go? He'd be alone and go, where did I put those tools? Where did I put those tools? Why am I talking to myself?
Yeah.
I love that. I bet that was an ad lib when it first came up.
I don't know.
Who knows?
It's
Carl
feels
Reiner.
pretty Carl Reiner-y to me,
I love
too.
Carl Reiner's tweeting. I
Yeah.
followed Carl Reiner, and I just love him. He's like, it's almost a cliche to go, he's old and he's with it. But he's happier than, he just is, I don't know, there's something about his energy in the universe.
Yeah.
That will always, maybe because of how much I love Dick Van Dyke. I love the Reiners in general. I love Rob Reiner.
Sure.
And, am I trying to get a job now, or am I just filling time?
I don't know what you're...
It seems like I'm filling time more than that we would get that Rob Reiner listens to the
like
show.
Wings reparations or something you're doing here. I don't know.
Hey, the only wings I've ever been familiar with are Buffalo Hot Wings.
I thought you were going to finish.
Okay,
I thought you were going to go into an ad or something.
No, but here's, for example, when I had those arguments with the people on this is another example which makes more sense. When I had arguments with all those people on Facebook about God and all these comedians I was arguing with, I'm ashamed of that. That's easy. That's hard to let go.
Right.
Because it's like
That, yeah, because, it was extended behavior. It
Yes.
wasn't just a one-off.
right. And I really hate those. And so those people, when I think of Mike Dugan or Jim Earl or people I've had fallings out, it's really hard for me to think about it and not get angry at them.
Right.
But I still think that I shouldn't. There's no reason to. At some point, they're not Hitler that I know of.
Yeah, no, there's not any reason to give them the rent-free space in your head, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, Andy, I was trying to go on with that character. But the other side of it is when you have OCD, is that the other side of it is just allowing yourself to have these occasional depressing thoughts and don't dwell on them. You know what I mean?
Well, and
That's the other way.
you have the additional ability to actually make a joke about them to yourself, too.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. I think I'm perfect as I am.
Well, then you're frozen. You're dead. You're dead in the water.
Have you seen that movie Frozen? You'll love it. Did you ever try and see that movie? It's so terrible.
I did. It's another airplane watch.
Oh, and you couldn't get through it, right?
Yeah, I think I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan of animation and Pixar-y things.
But that one, if you were not on a plane, and you would not like it.
No, I mean, I wouldn't, yeah. I mean,
it's too young.
The captivity helped the whole situation. But my favorite memory of it is when I was in Hong Kong, and I was in the hotel, and this 6-year-old girl just sort of, like little Chinese girl, just starts coming up to me and running away, the way little kids do, and then she just like, let it go, let it go, let it go.
Those kids, they love it too, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's cute. That makes me want to see it again.
No,
really.
don't do that.
I saw it in 3D, which I didn't care about that much.
No, I don't. I have yet to be glad I went to a 3D movie.
Yeah. You know what the problem with 3D?
Except for House of Wax when I was a kid. That was cool.
I remember the name of that movie.
Vincent Price.
Did the goo come at you?
There was some good stuff. The best thing in it was a paddle ball scene, with the ball on a rubber band.
Oh,
coming
cool.
out of the screen. Yeah, that was probably the
have you
most impressive manifestation of the effect.
Have you done Second Life? I've done a couple of these. Not Second Life, whatever it is where you virtual reality.
Virtual reality. No, I've never really done a real virtual reality.
Someone that was married to, goes out with Ellen Fournier. He does this for a living. He makes these things, like he has a camera that has 1 million cameras.
Yeah.
And he showed it to me, and I went into this where he put on a thing. I went, it's really quite unbelievable.
Highly immersive.
It's highly immersive.
Yeah.
You really can't. You're not there, but am I really here though, Josh? What is reality?
I don't know. This week you're drinking water, so yes.
This is why I wanted to say this to you, Josh. And I bet you're going, wow, Andy cares so much about this show. It was partially that, and partially that I knew I couldn't pack after.
Right. You're off to Phoenix both tomorrow and 10 days ago.
Yes.
Yes.
I think Rohrbacher lost, right?
Did he end up losing?
I think he
sure
did.
hope so. Devin Nunes won, but at least he's not the chairman of the committee anymore.
He must live in a hell area of people.
Well, have you seen the map, the blue-red map of California?
Fresno.
It's like there's just a strip, a wide strip touching the coast is all blue, and every single thing inland is red.
It's not our fault those people's lives suck. I didn't say go live in Fresno.
Well, without them, there would never have been a Bakersfield sound.
Yeah, but Bakersfield sound, I love that.
Yeah,
sound.
that's what I mean. That was their saving grace, is my point.
Oh, I see. But it doesn't require them to also be conservatives.
Well, I don't know. You don't see a lot of country music coming out of liberal bastions.
John Prine?
Well, not a lot of country music coming out of liberal
asshole. Yes, did I say there was none? You stupid.
You didn't even use case in point.
Case in point. Tonight on Case in Point. Wouldn't one of us be named Case and the other one would be Point?
Yes, that's what I did earlier.
That would be Case and Point. Case in Point?
It doesn't matter.
I'll work on it later.
Case in Point would be the detective show. Case in Point would be your Sunday morning grilling news program.
Today, Case in Point.
Welcome to Case in Point.
A spin-off of the show is just another prime example of the same thing I was talking about earlier. You have to be impressed by how many words I came out in a quick amount of time.
Yes.
I could be on whose line is it anyway?
I'm
that kind of thing.
Love that when I'm editing.
How much stuff on whose line is it anyway are prepared bits? I know it's probably not that many.
No, they're pros. Hey, speaking of comedy groups, are you a Kids in the Hall fan?
I am a Kids in the Hall fan.
Are you? Okay, good. Are you a Kids in the Hall book fan?
Oh, I haven't read that book.
Because I just got that today. I pre-ordered that book.
Paul Myers wrote the...
Yes, he did. That's why I pre-ordered it, because of him. And so I pre-ordered it a couple months ago, and then I pre-ordered it again a couple weeks ago. So
you got a second one.
Two copies showed up at my house. So I really think marijuana laws are going to help sales for a lot of books.
Why are you making a sign that I have to pay you? Why are you writing down on a piece of paper, must pay you half price?
Why do you have to
This
make me
is
look
exciting.
ingracious, you piece of shit?
What? And we'll be back with the passive-aggressive guys. Hey, Josh, were you planning on going anywhere near 7-Eleven soon? Were you?
Why do you ask, Andy?
No.
Oh, this is
Are you?
passive-aggressive guy?
Passive-aggressive guy. That's the best passive-aggressive guys was in the movie Diner.
Yeah.
With Gutenberg
Paul Reiser.
and Gutenberg, right? Wasn't it?
I think, Reiser was the guy who
if you go in there,
the passive-aggressive.
Yeah, if you go in there and I want to take it, just ask me. That was Gutenberg's last great movie. And I'm talking about the guy who came up with the printing press.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-da. Ink.
Tomato and cheese. I want to say something. There's a place called Uncle Bernie's Deli. It's in Encino.
Yeah.
Had a good matzo ball soup.
Really? That's good. Yeah, come on. Jews talking about a deli. People eat that shit up.
Jew talk. I was reading that book about Laurel Canyon, and Joni Mitchell and David Geffen used to go to Art's Deli all the time.
Yeah. Where every sandwich is a work of art.
That's right. So they came up over the hill.
Yeah, but it's, it's equidistant to Greenblatt's.
Are you saying they should have gone the other way?
I'm saying they could have gone the other way. If I was them, I would have gone to the quiet of the valley in Art's Deli.
That's true. What we're saying now is that if we did, or at least if I did a food show, it would be unlistenable. Yes. Right? Okay, so welcome to the food guys, the food dudes. Andy, you have any new places? Yeah, I had Uncle Bernie's Deli.
Really? That's great.
They have a good matzo ball soup.
Oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah.
That's Jew food, right?
Yeah, it's like a deli. There's one that they advertise on the radio that I've never been to. It's pickles and onions. Come down to pickles, and it's somewhere in Culver City.
Really?
Yeah, I can't remember the name. And we'll be back. Maybe we won't be back.
I don't
with
know.
This kind
what
of rapport. Now, I didn't have time, Josh.
Yeah.
To
do your song again.
No. I was going to make a joke that even though I had limited time, I did do a multi-mix down. No, I got nothing.
Okay, so you're signaling a break.
No, I'm not. Well, that was passive. No. I'm just saying if you're taking a break. I'm just saying.
That was a little passive.
Well, how are we doing? How are we doing so far?
We're doing okay.
Well, we can go a little longer.
Well, now it's forced. We're off a cliff.
I think you're right, though. I think I've teased the break.
Yeah.
And now all I can think of is break. When are we gonna have a little break? When are we? People don't realize what a nightmare it is to put the show on.
Yeah.
It's not easy for you.
Think of what I have to look at, people.
I wrote a joke about my dad.
Yeah.
That is inappropriate.
Okay.
But I thought it was funny.
All right.
And my friend Lori Kilmartin writes jokes about her dad. So the joke is, my dad passed away, but he's in a better place for me because he was getting very cranky. I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
For me, who would get mad at that joke? He's not around.
I think it's just he's in a better place from where I'm sitting.
Okay, from where I'm sitting. And leave it like that?
Yeah.
He's in a better place from where I'm sitting once my mother goes.
Table for two, Mom?
Table for two, Mom? Mom, did you take those pills I gave you? You mean the pills that I'm... Okay,
or
stop
just
it.
from my perspective might even be better.
From my perspective.
Yeah, that
From
way.
my perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funnier than
From
where I
I'm
sit.
sitting, yeah, I think from
my
my perspective.
And then I can add that he's cranky. Right? No?
Yeah, I think so. We'll see how the first one goes because you use it as an actual tag, I think.
He's in a better place. From my perspective.
Laugh, laugh, laugh. He's very cranky.
He's cranky.
And then table for two, Mom?
Table for two, Mom. Table for two. Yeah, but shouldn't the thing with my mom imply I'm going to kill her?
I think you just want her to die.
2 for
You can be passive aggressive about her death.
like a roller coaster. 2 for Star Wars. Oh, forget it. Well, look at this though. Look at
Look
this.
at that. We built it up. And people got to peek behind the curtain.
I love it. It's like breaking the fourth wall.
We didn't go on break. We worked.
That's right.
All right, now let's go on break.
All right, now what do you got for me?
Let's do an Allison song. And let's do, I've mentioned it before. I don't think I've ever played it, though. This is from the album 1,000 Ways to Fall, and it was the one that Paul Barrere played the guitar.
And how come
lead guitar? Paul
Barrere
Barrere was the guitar of Little Feat.
Whoa. He's on this right here?
Yes, he's the slide guitar.
Is he original member of Little Feat?
Yes, I believe so.
So there was Lowell George, it was him and the Fuga people, right?
Billy Payne.
Man.
And this is called Temple of the Loaded Gun. And it's kind of it's sort of based on a true story from someone who came into the family, but it's also it's like the sequel to or almost the rebuttal to Son of a Preacher Man.
Ah, which is a great song.
Hopefully so is this.
I'm into it. I love that song. That was great. That was a hit. And the slide sounds great.
Yeah, he was great on it. Gruber played some nice organ on there, too.
Gruber is a genius.
Of course.
You know what he should do? He should become a recluse of some kind. That's what I say. You sure?
Nah, it's a little too...
make himself
a little too playing to type.
He should go the offbeat route, like take buses everywhere.
That I could see, but he's not a recluse.
I'm a recluse.
You're a recluse. He's a social animal.
Oh, that's true.
He's a completely social animal. With a private side. Oh, don't get me wrong.
Okay, so... that's so... Yeah, I knew he would be social. But he is...
Yeah.
He does see... He's hiding a secret of some type.
Well, anyone who grows that big beard.
He's hiding it in his beard.
That's right.
That was great.
Cool. I'll pass that along to Allison.
Her voice is unbelievable. Everything.
Pretty good.
Who wrote the song?
Good. I think she wrote that one completely solo.
Wow.
Yeah. It was about my former step-mother-in-law who passed away.
Oh.
Her father's second wife, who came from like southern Indiana and as a teenager, in fact, married a preacher's son and it wasn't pretty.
Oh, man. You have quite a storied past.
Yeah, well.
Or something.
Something. Allison has pretty cool stories running through my family.
My family.
Jew, then Jew, then
Another Jew
then
came along
Jew, then old country Jew, then old country Jew.
How many outside of the Jew marriages have there been in your family?
I think my brother and I pretty much popped the cherry on that.
Pop the cherry. I don't know if you say that, but we'll go with it.
Yeah.
They always ask, how could Jewish men date outside the faith? And say, oh, seriously, are you kidding me? Seriously, is that a real question? Have you seen a Jewish woman? Right. With the nagging and the constant whining?
As the old joke goes, why do Jewish men die before their wives? Because they want to.
There's no better joke than that.
It's simple.
What do the Jewish women think during sex? I'd like to paint the ceiling beige.
All right.
Well, that's it. That's the
Jew Corner.
You know what? I forgot that we were back in from the break.
The house at Jew Corner.
House at Jew Corner.
Do you want to do some questions?
We got questions.
Let's try to keep it under 3 hours tonight.
This is unbelievable. This is a new world's record. And it's not like we're riffing and there's nothing great. It's all gold.
Oh, God, yeah.
I wouldn't edit anything out of this much.
No, you wouldn't.
Because I don't do anything for the show.
Exactly. All right.
Was there a lot of questions about, he got the test show wrong?
Probably.
All right.
It's not. I didn't preview. Let's see. Mark Thompson says, coming up on a big parade holiday, Veterans Day. Do either of you enjoy watching parades? No, I have a particular dislike of parades, not surprisingly, with my curmudgeonly list of joyful things that I poo-poo and scoff at.
I hate them.
Yeah.
I used to have a bit about them. Like, yeah, let me get this straight. I'm going to go out and have the entertainment walk slowly by me for 9 hours. It's just the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And it's not good on TV either.
I was in a parade once as a kid. I don't remember what the exact context was. Just as bad. Just as bad being in a parade as it is.
It's just, now, I guess if you were staying in a hotel that was overlooking Fifth Avenue or...
Yeah, I suppose. And it just happened to happen.
Yes. You wouldn't rent it for the night.
And you're drinking a lot.
And you're on acid.
Right.
And you're not watching the parade.
Right. Well, you're watching it on TV.
Yeah, but I mean, the sound's down and you're really not watching it.
Because the girls are coming over any time now.
Fellas, that float was made of 1,000 million chrysanthemums.
Dana Schwartz says, how about predictions from both of you on what will be in the news when this podcast is released? So
that's a good one.
It is pretty good.
Dana Schwartz is up in his game with the questions.
We're talking 10 days downstream for this one.
I predict that it'll be a completely authoritarian dictatorship, and then we'll all be hiding out. And something's going to... I feel it's going to get worse before it gets even worse.
Dateline Los Angeles, November 19th, 2018. What's happening in the news today, Andy?
Well, Thanksgiving's coming up. Yeah, see?
Yeah, see?
Well,
that's your prediction. My prediction for what's happening when this comes out. Thanksgiving is coming up.
Thanksgiving is coming up. That's right. Here's how I'm going to do an actual.
Nostradamus over here says Thanksgiving's coming. Nice.
Genius. Here's will be exactly what you'll be hearing us say on what day is it?
It'll be November 19th, yeah.
Wow. So do you have any plans for Thanksgiving, Josh?
I really don't. No.
Oh, I do.
Well, I'm going to make food.
I go back east every year.
Right. Did I miss my bus stop?
Where is my mommy? People are probably getting sick of my hideous voices. I think I'm expanding.
No, I don't think they are.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Am I still doing the annoying?
A large pile of headaches says, for J. Elvis, what are your favorite and least favorite Elvis Costello albums? For Andy, same question, but for Bob Dylan.
Oh.
Favorite?
Well, it's so hard to say, but I love
Blood on the Tracks.
Right. Yeah, I do. But I also love Blonde on Blonde.
What's your least favorite?
Probably the Self-Portrait, maybe. But I don't mind that one either.
Well, what one do you mind?
Was there ones where he was completely born again to the point where it was annoying?
Yeah.
So that may have been saved or something. But I think I like songs on that album too.
You can like a song on an album and it still would be a shitty album.
Yeah. Right. I would say then maybe Saved.
Okay. With Elvis, I'm kind of torn between Armed Forces was the one that got me on board.
Boom.
Imperial Bedroom set the hook.
I was pointing. You know what that pointing was? That I knew it was Imperial Bedroom. Yeah.
You love Imperial Bedroom too, right?
I think it might be one of the greatest albums of all albums anywhere.
And my least favorite is probably it's sort of a cliche album to dislike, but Goodbye Cruel World is not that great.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it okay? It's worse than the Brodsky Quartet, or
I like the Brodsky Quartet album. I really do like that.
Now, is that with a string band or something?
A quartet?
Shut up. I was regling Susan with I was trying that with Susan the other night. Shut up. What doesn't work as
good. It's not good with spouses, especially.
But I'm particularly proud of that being what I do now when I know I'm done. Shut the fuck up. What are you going to do? What do you got going? What was your line?
All right. We actually answered that question.
Finally.
Deep State Homer. Who is your favorite bigot and why? Who's your favorite bigot? Why?
Well, it would be Archie Bunker, but he's not real.
Right.
I don't have a favorite bigot.
My favorite bigot of all time is probably Wild Bill Bauer, the late Wild Bill Bauer.
Oh, this was, right.
Incredibly funny comic, but truly a racist.
Yes. Yeah, and I think I've known people like that before.
Yeah.
Well, people could argue that Rickles was racist, but I think he was just a little bit prejudiced.
But I was about to say Bill didn't really do racist stuff on stage, but he did.
That's almost worse, though. Oh, he did?
Yeah, occasionally. Yeah.
Oh, he did racist material?
I mean, it wasn't like hate.
They didn't know.
It wasn't hate crimes.
I make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
And now I'd like to talk about black people some more.
But, he was probably my favorite bigot. He's probably the most bigoted person I ever was genuinely friends with.
Well, and I think I told you that there was a woman I knew, and I was kind of attracted to her, and she was from St.
Because
Louis.
I could also call him out every time and call him a piece of shit. And
did he know that it was fucked up?
Yeah, he knew it was fucked up.
Did he? But that's what you wonder, like, is he kidding, or is it
became a blend.
Yeah.
Because he could say something funny and horrible.
Right.
And both would be true.
Yes. It was funny and horrible. Yeah. It's a weird deal, but that's
because that's where he existed, was in the world of funny and horrible in every way. But I love the guy.
Well, he was a great comedian.
He was.
Did you ever hear his bit about how things were better when there was slavery? Oh no, that's that guy Ben. Who's that guy from the
Ben Stein?
No, from the Bush administration. From Trump's guy, Ben
Dover.
No, he's in charge of the House of Urban Development, and he's like he was a surgeon.
Oh, yeah, Carson.
Is his first name Ben?
I guess so. Now I'm all fucked up.
Ben Carson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with it, but it's very funny. Take it out. Okay. Take it out. Take it out now and prove it to me.
Tweet Bahara says, it would be fun to hear a young Jerry Lewis try to pronounce Perush's whole name.
I think that would be fun.
It would, wouldn't it? Go for it.
You got to do it.
Okay. I don't think...
you know what? I can only do it if I saw Perush's name in front of me.
I think he...
Perushka.
Well, he chopped it off on his Twitter thing. So on Twitter, he's just Perusha Thumb Koshik. But I think it's Perusha Thumb Koshik and Bufulakity. Hi, lady. So sorry, Perush. It was a request.
I think that was... Are you kidding me? Perush is now not only happy about it, he's logged it. He's put it on his alternative. Doesn't he do a talking about...
It's his ringtone now.
Doesn't he do that show talking about... talking Spiral?
After Spiral?
After Spiral?
Yeah. Tweet Bahar also says, someone please invent hell so Trump can rot in it.
I know. But I have to say, every time I see the handle Tweet Bahar, I laugh. So there's some joy in the world.
There you go. Nick Kosei says, hey, Mr. Kindler, where are things at with Mr. Weinstein's comedy album?
That's a good question, Josh. Where's everything? Have you scheduled it?
Well, I'm smart enough not to have any part of it be in Andy Kindler's hands. I know that much.
you know,
I booked the week at Acme.
You don't want to have it organized by me?
April from Dry Dock Productions.
Do you want? You should have me do it if you wanted to have a beginning, middle, and then
we
a
actually,
beginning.
I have to follow up, but I did get an email from an actual record company person who would be interested in both something with mine and with your shelved one.
My shelved one, I can't do it. It's already.
Oh, did someone else?
It's theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're just waiting for you 4 years now?
Is this a person who I know?
No.
Probably. Oh.
No.
Okay. Good.
I didn't want to go in business with you anyway. So.
No.
So I booked a week in April to do it, and I am talking to people about what's the smartest way to do it, but I'm going to do it.
Good.
So
that's great. What kind of updates could there be? You going to do it? I guess when you start picking out the cameras.
There's no cameras. It's not a special.
For what second I thought of you directing the what was our show? It was like it was a bus station, or what did you say?
I don't know what you.
When you edited, I wish I was better. You had to edit out all the people passing in front of the camera.
Oh, right.
But what do we call that? Like Central Park West?
I don't remember.
Okay, so it's that. I forgot that it's just audio, which I actually love.
Yeah,
and it does change a lot of the worries.
Yeah, no. So I'm not worried about the actual production aspect. So
yeah,
if I have to, I'll just find a friend and take care of it myself. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to find someone going in. Do I want to shop it after? I don't know.
But you can't tape it yourself, though.
Well, I'm not going to actually tape it myself.
Right, but you can get a crew.
I can, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a crew.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Someone puts some mics out and presses record.
Well, is there one person doing it? Then I would say it's a one-person crew.
It's a one-person crew. Fair enough.
When we did ours at the video part of I Wish I Was Bitter, we freaked out because we left these extremely expensive Neumann mics at the club. Yeah. And then it was like, oh, my God, we found them. Thank God. Because we rented them. They're like $1,000... $1,000 Neumanns. Oh, I left the Neumanns in the M-Bar. It was M-Bar.
I know.
How would you not know that? Who better than you would know that?
Don McCoy says, what did your respective spouses do that made you think, I want to be with this person for good?
Oh. Well, I love that Susan took photo. I loved the photo she took. Yeah. And we also had so much fun together. That was what it was for me. Yeah. And I was very nervous because I'd been in relationships that didn't go well, and so I was very. But I think it was that I loved to be around her just in general without talking even. Right. Which I think would be a pleasure for anybody around me. Sure. If I would do less talking.
What? Will you stop? I can't answer.
Huh? How about et vous?
Je suis ami mon. Oh. It was a large combination. Obviously, there was just sort of chemistry, but it was sense of humor. Both her being funny and her easily getting my jokes.
Yes.
And my sense of humor. There was, I think it's just, seeing the range. When you see someone's full range, and Allison was in a really sort of raw time of her life.
Right,
So
right.
I was seeing her range regularly, and she was never raging at me. She was, when things were horrible, it was, she was very self-aware. She wasn't misdirecting anger, she never.
Did you say she was at a raging time in her, a rageful time?
No, I said at a. I don't know what I said, but I didn't say raging.
Because you say she was never raging at you.
Yeah, I think I might have said that.
Yeah, right.
But
so you were both. It was almost like this was ready to happen.
Well, no, I mean it was weird. She's like 11 years older than me and had an 8-year-old. So it wasn't just like a natural thing.
Wow, I never even realized that there was the sitcom that was obviously.
So it was, it was really like, oh shit, this person,
How much older?
11 years.
Oh my God, you're like a babe but now you've caught up, right?
I've caught up, yeah.
Okay, so you're the same. Wow. So that was like, you weren't worried about the age. Were you worried about the age difference? You can be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Cut it out.
I was worried about all of it, but I was also worried about not having her, it was very, I was very, I don't like people, as we know. So it was like the fact that I could absolutely be myself with this person, and that I would prefer to be with her as opposed to being alone.
Yeah.
And that's kind of it was more of that than I prefer to be with her than someone else,
Right.
But I wasn't a guy who, I knew before a date if I liked somebody, so I didn't go on a lot of dates.
Yeah.
So it was because we worked together and got to know each other.
That's a big thing.
That it was a friendship that became a thing. So that's had I met her and all those stats, just met her cold and all those stats were there, I probably would have been scared away.
Oh.
But then we started playing music together, and so there was a lot of relationship there before there was a relationship.
Well, it must be not problematic, but it is difficult if someone has a kid, no matter what you say in your head.
Well, I was 23 years old when I met her.
23?
Yeah.
And her kid was 25.
Right, exactly. Hi.
I don't want to say she was robbing the cradle, but she got you and the cradle for the same price.
Right.
Am I embarrassing you now?
No,
a little bit.
I don't want to embarrass her.
That's what I'm saying. Right. I don't think I'm doing that. So just keep it whatever you want. But that is great.
So and I was a head writer on a network TV show, so it wasn't like, as I think I've said, it wasn't like barista shopping.
Well, that is a
love story for the 80s.
That's a story. See, that's totally different from me.
Our 20th wedding anniversary this year.
Wow. Wait.
25 years.
Did I miss a birthday?
Hers is 2 days from now. In real life, not podcast time.
In real life, yeah. I think I have it on my schedule.
Yeah, that's why we had to not do a podcast that night.
Don't even mention
which you would have had to cancel because
I don't want people around here nosing around. I don't want the press here.
Right.
I don't want anybody here, really, except me and you and Lucky.
So it wasn't a concise answer, but I think
it was a good answer,
was
though.
Good. It was filled with love. Zach /
Don't edit too much out of that. It's nice to see you cry.
Zach / Jones 123. Are there any bad comedy specials from great comedians? Yes.
Probably Steve Martin. No, not Steve Martin. Who's the other guy? Robert Klein?
Robert Klein, certainly. Some of his latter specials and probably some of his mid specials.
I didn't like some of Carlin's specials.
Dropped some shit bombs in the late 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
I would say that Chris Rock special where he cut together 3 shows.
We don't need that,
was
right?
Completely useless.
What was the point of it?
I don't know, but
it can't make you laugh, right?
It didn't make it funnier, and it detracted attention.
So the first time you hear the joke, is it from 3 different places?
Yeah, he would cut in between. He would cut from performance to performance in 3 different places around the world.
That's like when Dane Cook did a thing where it was one continuous shot.
Yeah.
360, and they just kept going round and round.
That would be less annoying, though. Still, I mean, except it's Dane Cook. So.
Yeah.
But had Chris Rock done that, it would have been less annoying.
Yeah. Oh, am I supposed to come up with one? We did it. We got to know it. What are we doing in a paper?
Any stand out for you?
What are we doing? A research?
Do it with all retired and dead people, so no one gets offended.
I heard that Foster Brooks had a book. I heard that Foster Brooks had a book. I heard that Foster Brooks had a night that didn't go well.
Ever do any of the Greg Kelly did it ever do any of the comic relief shows with Whoopi Robin and the other guy?
Did what?
Ever do any of the comic relief shows?
No, I used to mock those because, first of all, I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
And then the other thing was like when they would say that guy who was the Zamuder, Bob Zamuder? Zamuda. And he would say, you got to give it to these comics who are taking time out of their busy schedules to be here. It's like, taking time out of their $100 gig to be in front of 30 million people.
At Universal City.
I couldn't stand those three hosting. It's very annoying to me.
Yeah.
Whoopi and Robin and Billy.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
Did you ever get involved?
I was never involved. I went to, I think, Comic Relief 5 with Louis Anderson.
Where was it?
When I first moved out to L.A. It was at Universal City.
Oh. Was it fun?
Yeah, it was fun for me that time because I was, 20 years old and it was my first big Hollywood thing. And,
Yeah, you wouldn't be jaded.
I wasn't jaded at all. And it was, I still hate party-like things, but it was, it was like the cast of the Dick Van Dyke Show was there and I got to meet all of them and George Foreman and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It was just like celebrities in this giant green room tent.
That must be great. That I would probably enjoy if I wasn't.
So yeah, it was fun. It was fun in that regard. It was, a celebrity dense environment. And then there was a big after party and I wasn't having fun until I ran into the Higgins boys and Gruber.
Is that the first time you met them?
No, I knew them from a few years earlier in Minneapolis and seen them. So, but they knew how to operate at these things without being show busy.
Oh, wow.
So I just stuck with them.
Those guys were so cool.
They knew how to have fun at a thing like that. So
they were the first guys that I knew who were getting things going, I think. They had that show on Comedy Central.
Yeah,
of our group. It's hard to tell with so many people in our group.
Which I helped with the pilot on.
Oh, you helped with the pilot on the Comedy Central show?
Yeah.
Oh, but you weren't there when I did the thing, right? Because you didn't move.
No,
there.
we weren't in New York, but we did the pilot on the same set as Mystery Science Theater in Minneapolis.
Oh, how was the pilot? Was it fun?
Yeah, it was a lot like the show. We just recreated the ranch as a set and did sketches. I mean, I wasn't that involved with it, but I was around when it was happening.
Oh, that was cool. Why didn't that ever take off? Wrap around shows like that forever of comedy clips.
VJs with comedy clips.
Yeah, why didn't that take off?
I don't know. Dan March says, which two Ritz brothers did you dress up for Halloween?
I was cheese.
Yeah.
And my wife was sour cream.
I was Andy Griffith. That's a good cracker. Parush says Mercury has an atomic number 80. Were any of you two
What's me and you?
into chemistry? Like, what's the common name for CH3COOH spelling? Chooch.
I had a chemistry set.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Did you?
But I wasn't good at it. I mean, I didn't learn anything.
What about high school chemistry class?
Terrible. I was terrible in all of those kind of classes.
Yeah. That was my, I had the ability to charm teachers generally.
So you learned nothing, but they loved you.
Yeah, except for science teachers who hated me.
Oh.
I had one that liked me, but everyone else, they fucking hated me.
Was it because they thought you didn't like the subject? Or?
Yeah, because I was a distraction and I was listening. I was trying to come up with the chemical formula for jokes,
Were you a class clown?
I was a class comedian, Andy. Yeah, by high school, it was slightly elevated because I was always playing to the teacher.
Oh.
I wasn't trying to, I was trying to entertain. I was not trying to disrupt.
That's right.
If there's a distinction.
There is a distinction.
And the good teachers who liked me had a perfect, they didn't discourage it unless I was being disruptive, and they go, okay, Josh. And,
all right,
and then I'd shut up.
Yeah.
I wasn't like an escalating problem.
But the science teachers, how did that manifest itself?
Because it was distracting to them, and I would get lots of full class laughs.
Wow.
So, and they didn't like the frivolity of it, and they didn't like that I was a bad student to boot, that I couldn't, it wasn't my bag. The whole study and learn thing.
Well, you had other things
learn
going on.
Specific things.
Well, when you were a sophomore in high school, you already were middling for.
Right. No, but a junior.
It's unbelievable. I tried to go younger than would be amazing.
Because I skipped a grade. That's why I was a junior when I was 15.
Oh, when you say you skipped a grade, what did that mean? I don't even know what that means. It means you literally skipped a grade, or you took 2 year I don't understand.
Well, I didn't. Well, I did. In the middle of second grade, they went, "You should go to third grade."
Oh,
so I did second and third grade in 1 year.
But that's hard for kids, I think.
It was a little hard, but
it wasn't that hard.
It wasn't that hard, no.
But then you were the youngest kid in the older class.
I was, and I was already kind of the youngest kid in the previous class. So, I didn't get my driver's license till the very end of my junior year.
Right. Did you? It was not a horrible.
And I had just turned 17 when I graduated.
What? But I would think that would be disruptive. But did it happen to a lot of kids back then?
Well, my brother had done it too. He went straight from 4th to 6th, and it turns out my dad had done it when he was a kid too.
Man,
we're a smart bunch.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could
see that, but I still think, hey, to me, it's like you're in second grade, right? And you're like a genius. Is it really that much better, third grade? I mean, shouldn't they just put you in some kind of genius school? All right, I'll come back with more about this.
Well, what had happened was they had started. I had just started going to third grade for various classes because I read better than everybody, and so I was like going out of class to do third grade classes for a lot of stuff.
Were you reading ahead in Dick and Jane? And you're like, wait till you get till.
Spoiler alert, people! Dick grabs the pencil.
Wow. I think that would have been very disruptive because all I knew was everybody in my grade was the same age.
It was bad. The places it was bad like when I got to junior high and I hadn't gone through puberty yet and had to shower with everybody. That was...
Oh, God.
That was humiliating.
Why is that an activity in school?
I don't know. It's a cruel and awful thing. So
unfortunately, we didn't have gym.
So prepubescent fat kids showering was not a happy time for me. And
I don't know why I'm laughing, but just the way you said that.
I'm just trying to, put it out there.
Put it out there.
And then the driving thing was a drag. I was like a heavy moped user for a year.
I don't know why. Oh, because you were too young to get the license.
Yeah, and everyone else, everyone else basically got their license sometime during sophomore year. And I didn't get mine till like the last week of.
So everybody was driving you around.
Year. People were driving me around, and I had a moped.
I think you have one now, right?
Now I have a little electric thingy, which is almost as fun and even slightly more ridiculous looking.
Well, my thing was traumatic too because I took 3 times to pass the driving test.
Did you?
And I was totally convinced I wouldn't because the first time I thought I should have passed it, which that happens a lot. Then the second time, I think I've told you this, where the person goes, "Watch out, you're going to hit a car." Did not pass that one.
Yeah.
Watch out. That has never happened during a successful test. Asshole! Didn't you see the hydrant? And then I was scared to death of it.
Yeah.
Of taking that third test. That I think is OCD that was undiagnosed, and that nobody said to me. It's not usual to be this. Well, no one asked me any questions as a kid.
Right.
My parents weren't interested in.
Your mental health was not front burner.
So I told my...
Because you weren't more crazy than anyone in your family, it doesn't sound like.
No, and the thing is that I told my...
Except for your rich brother who's incredibly successful.
I told my therapist that there was a very sad day for me. I was waiting for the ice cream man all day.
Yeah.
And I think it was the wrong season.
And it was winter.
Something like that. And it seemed like the day went on for hours. And I kept asking my mother, is the ice cream man coming? And I'm not sure. So in my mind...
She wasn't lying.
She wasn't lying. But in my mind, she was observing me being upset all day and saying nothing about it.
All right.
It's worse than that. She had no idea what I was doing all day because she was going through her own stuff.
Right.
But she never said, "Oh, Andy looks down."
Right. What's wrong, honey?
What's wrong, hon? Come over here.
Come on, I could get you some ice cream.
Oh my God! If my mother said that, I would have thought, "What's the gimmick?"
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
You're taking me to the vet, aren't you?
Right. And the thing that's horrible about that is you're just taking me to the vet because it's cheaper.
Right.
It's not like
Seth Dick the Third wants to know who does your laundry. I do my laundry.
me too. Yeah. Oh no, I get things dry cleaned. I get shirts that are dry cleaned, and I feel guilty about it. But it's much, much better than spending time ironing, and the shirts last a lot longer.
I do shirt laundering for some, but any T-shirts, underwear, jeans, things like that, I do.
Oh, well, that's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, I would never have my underwear pressed.
But when I was a younger bachelor man, I used to do fluff and fold all the time.
And how'd they do?
They did fine. It was a delight.
You were like a single guy out there with
money, and then I met this woman with her 8-year-old child.
And you thought I would be a woman who had an 8-year-old.
No, like Allison and I don't. We've never done each other's laundry.
Oh, well, Susan's very specific about the laundry.
Yeah.
So she's like, don't do this, but I do most of the folding.
Yeah. We don't work together on that laundry. We don't work together on most chores. Allison,
do you have a nice washer-dryer thing?
Yeah.
I had to replace my washer.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable.
The new one?
You go, bing, bang, boop, boop, boop. How many pounds they weigh it for you. Some guy comes over during the washing from the internet, and he asks you how it's going. And it is an unbelievable washer. And the clothes are done so well. It's a front loader, which you have to be careful about because you have to clean them out. You don't want them to get them wet inside, because the moisture stays in there. But it's unbelievable. Then we had our dryer break. And you're asking me, this sounds interesting, Andy. What did you do about it? We got our dryer fixed. I was going to get a new dryer. Turns out the dryers are there's just a cylinder, and then there's a thingy, and then there's a thingy. There's no big bells and whistles in dryers like they are in washers.
Right.
So now I'm very happy. Still got the old, we call her Sadie. I was hoping you'd cut me off.
No.
I mean, how much longer?
I can cut you off in post.
But isn't that time consuming?
I was just trying to see if there was something. If there was a pot of
What'd
gold.
you think? No, when it's all said and done.
There was a pot.
Okay.
The gold was taken.
But
there's a note.
Aren't you fascinated?
There's a pot with an IOU in it. At the end of that rainbow.
But we had a guy for like a couple $100. He restored our dryer.
Yeah, I get it. You got your dryer fixed. People,
Yeah. Did I tell you the whole story about it though?
You know how there's that section? There's that section in the Yellow Pages of people who fix things. It's not.
You
that
have
great.
Yellow Pages?
No.
Oh, Lucky's coming over to greet me.
Yes.
I love this dog.
Are you still here?
Oh, I see. I took it wrong. I took it like, oh. The other night you told me that I should leave because Lucky was tired.
Yeah, I think she was trying to push you out the other night. I really do.
Sexually? Bum, 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 bum.
Huh? Baby Trump versus Baby Hitler cage match. Who wins? Asks Mad City Architect. I
always take Baby Hitler because Baby Hitler, well, he hadn't served then, but he was actually a soldier.
Right.
I would take Baby Hitler over Trump. I think that
I would
Trump,
take Baby Trump because Baby Hitler is so susceptible to time machine hits.
That's right. Exhausted.
You just
from all the time.
Put all your
machines.
money on Baby Hitler, then someone fucking appears and vaporizes him in round 4.
It completely depressed me. Just that question. That's how depressing he's become.
Well, then let's move on. Tommy Barcanero. In honor of tonight's unexpected recording, what has been your most impromptu show business experience? Wow.
I don't know what that even means, impromptu.
When's the... Well,
like something happened that you...
Like your answer to this question will be your most impromptu show business experience.
The time... I swear to God, you answer because I don't understand it.
I don't... Well, I'm trying to think of an example.
An impromptu?
Where you... Like someone called you up on stage.
Okay, I got one.
Okay, good.
Good. I lost my place in the 1980s at a club called the LA Cabaret, and I said, does anyone know what was I talking about? And Matt Groening was in the audience that night because he told me years later.
Yeah, and he knew.
And he said where I was, but I didn't know it was Matt Groening. But isn't that something?
That's pretty good. Mine maybe... I think I've told this story before, but that's how it's going to be from here on out, folks. We're old men. We're in year 2. You're going to hear some shit. When I was working with Chris Bliss in, I think, Monterey, and his voice completely went out. So I went up and did his act with him. He would just whisper which bits to do because I knew his act so well in those days. And I would just start doing the bit and go as long as I could. And then he'd whisper the next set to do I did about 30 minutes of his act.
What? And how did it go over?
It went, I think because it was something happening, people were
Was it outdoors?
It wasn't a good room. No, it was indoors at a big bar.
I think I've been to that room when I
like the Steam something. In fact, it was the same room that Allison had gotten fucked over at years later, where she wrote last week's song "Crazy Dance."
Oh, you mean like
the boiler room or some shit like that. But she had gotten stranded in Monterey because they weren't getting paid, and the rest of her band went home, and so that was the weekend she wrote last week's song, coincidentally. But yeah, so that was probably my first thought theater on the best impromptu.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
Okay.
4 stars.
Perush.
Hi, Perush.
Was listening to Elvis Costello's Imperial Bedroom album. Speak of the masterpiece. And I can see how big an influence his music is to Josh. It's true. As it sounded to me a lot like a musical extension of listening to Josh speak on Thought Spiral.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, I can only take that as a compliment.
Yes.
I didn't realize I rhymed quite so much on the show, but...
Well, it's amazing to me how you launch often into... I got nothing. Like motel matches.
Giving away like motel matches.
That's the greatest.
That's not on Imperial Bedroom, though.
No,
that's on Get Happy.
I wouldn't have known that, though, but I also like this year's model.
Yes. I don't want to kiss you. I don't want to touch. I don't want to see you because I don't miss you that much.
When does he not want to go to Chelsea? What album is that? I don't want to go to Chelsea.
I think it only made it onto Taking Liberties.
Oh, unbelievable. Have you met him?
I never have.
Oh.
Allison has a few times.
What'd you just say?
I said,
Allison?
Oh, no, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you know where I'm going with it? He wrote us. Woo!
Matthew Mitchell says, how would Huell Hauser sound if he was the guest host of America's Top 40 and someone sent in a song request in memory of a dead dog? Just wondering.
I'd like to hear that.
Well, that was Fleetwood Mac. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. And we have a long distance dedication here. It says, Dear Huell, I recently lost my 12-year-old corgi and I wanted to... What the fuck, people? How can you give me a dead dog dedication coming out of a happy song? We talked about this afternoon. That is not fantastic, people. That is not fantastic at all.
Oh, man. That's going to go right into the Hall of Fame. and no, wait, the thing is so great is that it got me more curious about the original thing. So the original thing went live on the air?
No,
or there was a delay?
No, it was an outtake.
Oh, okay, because he was probably taping those things.
It's from that same Celebrities at Their Worst thing that I where I was doing the Shatner the other night with I say sabotage, you say sabotage.
And Buddy Rich
Mr.
is on
Shatter,
there.
it's on line 24. It's you said sabotage. It's sabotage. Well, you say sabotage. I say sabotage.
Who was that? Was it Orson Welles?
That was Shatner again.
Oh, Shatner got upset.
Yeah.
Oh. You say sabotage, and I say sabotage.
Right. It was the same ego thing as Trump saying, and the right word I just misread.
That is the
He did it today, too.
He did?
Really
That is
bad.
the greatest.
He was so fucking sluggish at the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
Pasty McGurk.
Yeah. Mad City Architect wants to know pumpkin pie or chocolate cream, asking for a friend.
I would go with pumpkin over that one, but I don't like chocolate cream that much. I like cream, but not the chocolate part.
Not a big chocolate cream pie fan, but I'm not a big pumpkin pie. I like a fruit pie on a Thanksgiving.
The one I want is is the world's greatest lemon meringue pie.
Yeah.
And I have had various kinds.
I might have had it and didn't notice.
Because
I don't care that much about lemon meringue.
oh my God, you went there, girlfriend.
Mad City Architect. He's got a triptych here. Or she. There can be female architects.
We don't know.
There's plenty of female architects. Don't get me wrong. What's your favorite part of the turkey?
Oh, just the white meat.
Yeah.
I don't like it that much.
You don't like turkey?
No, I do, but
I
it's
like a drumstick. I'm a drumstick man.
It's too dark. I don't like dark. I always feel when you're eating dark meat that it could be like
See what the OCD take on dark meat is.
No, because they say you shouldn't eat chicken if it's not cooked all the way through. But with the dark meat, the only time I like dark meat is in chicken soup, because then it does add more.
Alrighty.
I don't have to answer everyone completely.
Wisconsin is free at last. Please have Dennis Miller give Scott Walker's eulogy.
One of the great statesmen of our time has seen an early demise, people. Sure, he busted unions. Sure, he's a piece of shit.
You can't even get through it without getting angry. How great is it that guy is gone?
It was good. That was another
And
good
how
one.
worried were we during the night? Because it looked like he might not be gone.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It was tense. Who else? There was some others. Tester came out in Montana.
Thank God.
Yeah,
oh, my
good.
God. That was good.
Kenny Loggins III said, any crazy Thanksgiving stories from either of you? Any wild family mishaps? Not really.
Not really.
My family suffered more from having the same conversation every year than it did from having anything terribly controversial happen.
Yeah, we would. The only thing that we would bet, like, on when Uncle Sandy would fall asleep, and he'd always fall asleep early.
Yeah, but there was there weren't confrontations. There weren't any big fights at our thing. My family would just wait till everyone left.
That's exactly it. If you're gonna do it classy.
That's right.
Can you believe it?
No one's feelings have to be hurt that way, and everyone gets to off gas.
If you can't mock all your relatives' desserts that they brought over, oh great, that's what you brought over.
It was we didn't. We didn't go there. It was more
Their personality.
Things said that we didn't retort to when they were there. We had to, it was basically all of our saved up jokes. We'd have to pitch.
That's so good.
Nathan Whitlock says, given Andy's martial arts background, I'm curious to know his thoughts on the Acosta karate chop. Was it a little bit frightening? Did he have expert timing?
I saw that, but he didn't hit the woman, right?
Huh?
Is he saying hitting the woman, like taking the mic away?
I don't know exactly. It was that was a fucking awkward, horrible moment in
but it wasn't
White House history. Yeah, he didn't abuse her.
No, he's just like, yeah,
excuse me, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but someone pointed out that the thing is crazy about that is that he calls on Acosta, so he planned it.
Right.
Yeah, you. I hate you. You're disgusting.
You're a piece of shit. Give the girl the mic.
Oh, my God.
The girl who moves in for the mic was just like, oh, man, that was a bad moment for everyone.
Well, I thought that woman, I found out it was an intern.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was the same woman. At first, I didn't know. I thought it was the same woman who does that at all the... You hear it whenever he does those, like... Get out of here, everybody! Everybody, he said enough! Get out!
That person?
Yeah. Right. I hate that person.
Yeah, me too.
So I didn't know it was just an intern.
Yeah.
Who was unfortunately having to do that job.
Thrown in there like a ball boy. Steve Ponchode says, why does Andy keep trying to drive me away from the show with stupid things like, I'm ashamed to be an American? His politics absolutely suck, and they stop your show dead in its tracks.
I can't answer that. I refuse to. Wait a second. He's saying like as if you're trying to stop me from saying that? Or...
No, I don't know. I think pretty much if you don't like Andy, you should stop listening to the show.
What's the guy's name again? Steve
Ponchode.
And he's saying that, first of all,
he's offended by you saying, I'm ashamed to be an American.
Well, sometimes I am.
Well?
I don't like when we rip babies from their mothers.
No?
No, don't like it.
All right.
I find it shameful.
To each their own, whatever.
That's a weird one because I don't even remember talking that much about. I guess we talk about it every once in a while. But
yeah, and we say, just our exasperation comes out.
Thanks for the feedback.
Yes. Do you want to call him a bigot?
Yeah, what do you want, Beckett? Yeah.
So yeah.
That was
I didn't mean to end on a bad one.
No, but that was fun, though. It was confrontational. I just want to let you people know we're not just giving you the good letters.
That's all right. Loved Crazy Dance. Oh, this is just, I think, a note, but it's the end of the world as we know it. Said, loved Crazy Dance tune in the middle of Test Show 78. But I have to admit, whenever they would sing Dance Your Crazy Dance, I added Dance Like You Have Ants in Your Pants. Perhaps if it's ever re-recorded, you could toss that in.
I will do that. I will absolutely do old bits and add new words.
D. Law Bailey says, will Andy please reprise the character of his mother he did for Dr. Katz? Huell Hauser could interview her. She could give the My Pillow guy advice, etc. Wow, that's a whole...
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole improv sketch.
So you want to interview me?
Sure. So we're very excited to have the mother...
Thank you.
...of a somewhat a cult favorite comedian. I can't really say famous, but a very well-regarded comedian among comedians. I don't want you to think that he's popular with people. But his mother is here, Mrs. Kindler. We're very glad to see.
Thank you very much, Andy. Why don't you have a show like Huell Hauser? You live in California.
It's true. You could explore some of the gold.
Andy, do you know that his show is called California Gold? I have a guidebook that said, did you know that San Francisco was the 5th largest textile manufacturer? Andy, I want to visit Sausalito, a small fishing village north of the Golden Gate Bridge. Have you done anything about Sausalito, Huell Hauser?
I've been to Sausalito more than B.J. Honeycutt.
Oh, is that where he's from?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've done good with this.
I think that was good. I think really he wanted to just hear you.
No, I don't know. I'm disappointed by my
well, you know, I don't think it's nice to make fun of your mother because she has Parkinson's.
Parkinson's. You're a bigot. My mother's gonna die one day. I don't know why I said that.
Oh, so this was something you might have seen. The person who bashed on you, the coffee, it's like coffee bitch.
What was that?
So, Nick Jose goes, I followed Andy Kindler's tips on coffee today from the latest Thought Spiral episode and made myself a deliciously flavorful iced coffee. Thank you, Andy Kindler.
Yes.
So this woman writes to him and points an arrow up at his tweet, dumb. You'd be better off learning from a real coffee professional than some podcaster. And Nick Jose goes, wow, so harsh. First of all, Andy is a coffee expert and a comedian and a podcaster. Get your facts straight, Bubba.
I'm not a coffee expert, though.
No, and then she goes, what makes him such an expert, eh? Drinks 5 cups of coffee a day and calls himself an expert? Then a little...
Her arguments are so good.
It was pretty funny. Just out of nowhere.
Is that where it ended, or they have more?
That's where it ended.
Oh, that's so good. It's unbelievable. You could not predict that would set someone off.
I know.
You know, Andy, I had the coffee.
Oh.
This happened with my friend who, Nick Cho, he had written an article about making coffee, and then there were all these comments below it. And there's a comment like, hey, you know, I used to make coffee in the 50s. What? It's new now? Oh,
Right.
So there's all these people who are just ready to snap.
And there's added on every edge of the spectrum. It's like, there's the $3 for a cup of coffee people. What the fuck? Those people. And then there's the people like you know, who everything you do is fucking wrong.
I can't believe that, though. No, I don't know. I lost my mind.
Doesn't matter. Let's end the show.
Let's end the show. But you know what's interesting about how people can get to you? That stung me, the one before.
Yeah.
Which was about how I ruin every show.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that person is. I don't know. At first I was like, but now it's like,
no, you do the amount of politics we talk on the show is tiny. And if that's his problem,
so it's not even something to consider.
Yeah, it's not something to consider.
Now, if he said, we've
made a point of not talking politics for any extended amount of time. Even on election night, we talked 5 minutes tonight.
Now, if he said, please never bring up Woody Allen's name again, I would be fine with that.
Okay.
Because I know I'm annoying.
Well, I'd let no one calls you out faster than me, Andy. You're fine.
If you're happy with it, it must have been fine.
Give us a call or an email during the week at thoughtspiralshow@gmail.com.
If you are interested in us coming to your town.
Start a letter writing campaign and send it to a club and ask them to invite us.
Go to Zazzle.
Zazzle.com/thought_spiral for all the finest Thought Spiral fashion.
Ask about our Christmas line.
Please go to iTunes and rate us and review us on there. That's important to us.
But this is after Thanksgiving?
It's important to us year round.
No, but I mean, is this coming out after Thanksgiving?
No.
Please don't forget to see me at Union Hall.
Yes, go see Andy at Union
Saturday
Hall.
night?
Yes, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Thank you. You too, and hello to the family and hello to your brother who really appreciates me.
He does, deeply.
This went well, Josh. We knocked it out of the...
I think we did. I thought I was a little worried. Oh, shit, it's only been 2 days where oh, Jesus. And I didn't even talk about going to the dentist today.
Oh, save it. And I'm not saying we nailed it because we can never say that.
Yeah.
But it's, you know what I'm saying? Why not? Why not?
Wow.
Send it out.
Put a bow on it.